very good morning to everyone present here. Respected directors of Professor P.C. Biswal, esteemed faculty members, our distinguished guest dignitaries, and dear participants and audience. On behalf of IMI Bhubaneswar, I, Aditya Ray, along with my co-anchor, Ishika Jain, extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the much awaited annual HR Conclave 2025. May we have a huge round of applause. It is indeed a moment of great pride and joy to stand before you all today as we come together to celebrate knowledge, exchange ideas, and explore the evolving landscape of human potential, technology, and trust. The HR Conclave 2025 aspires to be far more than an event. It is envisioned as a confluence of insight, innovation, and transformation in the realm of human resource. Over the course of the next 2 days, this conclave will bring together visionary leaders, HR professionals, and thought leaders to share their experiences, deliver on emerging trends, and collectively reimagine the future of work. The theme for this year's conclave, Shaping Work, People, Tech, and Trust, captures the essence of this transformation. Through this theme, we aim to explore how people remain at the heart of every organization and how trust continues to be the foundation of enduring organizational success. This conclave will feature insightful panel discussions on the human edge, leading talent in a tech-driven world, the empathy technology equation, transforming HRs for tomorrow, the culture code, how organizations build identity that sticks. Together, these discussions will challenge convention, inspire change, and empower us to build workplaces that are inclusive, resilient, and future-ready. As the great management thinker, Peter Dr. We'll try to explore what's the future ahead of us, what are the emerging problems to solve, and out of solving those problems could we create careers for ourselves. So what are future careers looking like and what do we need for those careers in terms of skills? I thought I would bring this subject to careers and skills because most of you are students and it will be interesting to have a bit of discussion around that. So how's the world in 2025 and beyond looking like? I kind of picked up 6 subjects that are probably shaping today and is going to shape tomorrow as well. Demographics and migration. The world's population is aging. India, of course, is still young and there's a demographic dividend, but most parts of the world are now aging. Europe is aging significantly. Fertility rates in China has started dropping now. They want their citizens to produce more children because the proportion of youth and children are reducing, and people like us are living longer because their medical facilities and medical technology are helping us live longer. We're also more health conscious, etc. Not so much me, but I see most of my generation also very health conscious, and people are living longer. So youth are reducing, people are living longer. People are migrating from rural areas to urban, and yet I was talking in the visitors room. There's some, I think, Akshaya, Dr. Akshaya is your corporate relations. Arka, yeah, and he said he has moved from, I think, Delhi to Bhubaneswar because he finds more peace here. So there's migration happening both sides. A lot of people moving from rural to urban. People from cities like Bombay and Delhi want to come to, more quieter, peaceful, better, cleaner cities like Bhubaneswar. Climate change, of course, global warming, water levels rising, hence there's more fires and stuff like that, drying up, deserts forming, and hence impact on biodiversity. A lot of economic volatility, companies you see starting up, shutting down, regulations changing. Suddenly, for example, online gaming is now not allowed, and you have few set of companies which are almost shutting down. And so on and so forth around regulations. Supply chain disruptions, a war happening, etc. Business cycles are really volatile. You don't really now see big companies surviving from 150 years. They're opening up, shutting down, pivoting.
becoming something else to survive, etc. And inequality, the richer are becoming richer, the poorer struggling to survive. And as students, as future generations, how do we kind of think about them and not only about ourselves and the rich, but also about the poor? And there's, of course, at the bottom three, is there's so much of technology, fintech, blockchain, space travel. I think somebody said travel, so I'm assuming they made space travel. AI, robotics, we keep talking about. But it's an HR conclave, so we'll not talk so much about technology, but we'll talk about people. How are they getting impacted by technology and climate change and demographics and all that? So the first three subjects is what we'll talk about. I'm also not technically qualified to talk about fintech and blockchain and AI and robotics. So all of us are trying to learn. I'm not an expert, so I will skip the last three. So this is what I was talking about. World population is increasing, but in around another 50 years, world population would actually start plateauing and then dropping. That's because fertility rates are dropping and replacement rates are now lower than mortality rates. So at some point in time, not in our time or probably Professor Biswal's time, but in your time, you would see population dropping and degrowing, right? India, of course, is a little far away, but in many countries and so in India, populations will drop. That will bring a certain set of challenges in itself. Also, migrations is something that I spoke of. So what are the problems to solve for people like us, and especially for people like you? There will be more elderly people like me on this planet who will survive, who will be 80s and 90s, your parents included, and probably grandparents. A large elderly population will be on the planet who are healthy, who would be very keen to work, but may not find work or may have crossed the retirement age. How do you care for them? What kind of business models and solutions are you thinking of? Can robotics and AI help them? Can robotics and AI get into things like nursing? Can robots and AI display empathy for your old age grandma? People in HR also need to think of how do they work and rework the benefits around insurance, pension, because a large part of India is not covered by social security. Because many youngsters like you don't want to enroll into a PF, a national pension system. But as you grow older, these things suddenly become important. So how do you build this in your architecture of total rewards? How do you generate employment for the youth? Skilling will be a very big area to work on. Talent supply, so if the world population is dropping, younger people are less, the more older people who are probably not able to work, then who will do the work? Of course, nowadays you have those robots who clean your floor and stuff like that, high-tech vacuum cleaners, etc. But at some point in time, we will think of tech solutions that will match up to this talent supply crunch. Urban congestion is going to be a big problem. Cities like Mumbai, where I come from, they're very, very congested. Their density of population is very high. In Mumbai, there are certain chawls where people stay in two shifts. There's one family which stays in the morning. In the same house, there's another set of family that comes and stays. Because the first family goes for a night shift, the second family works in the morning shift to stay in the night. Imagine, the same house, two people staying in Bombay. So that's going to happen. So how do you grow rural economies? How do you start entrepreneurial ventures, probably in Bhubaneswar, and help cities like Bhubaneswar grow and decongest cities like Calcutta and Mumbai? Climate change, we all know about it. Temperatures rising. So there are very interesting problems to solve there as well. Supply chain that can survive such climate changes, cooling, innovations around cooling, temperature control, water solutions. How do you increase? There's a lot of opportunities around agri-tech as well, and how do you use farm yields? How do you make people, plants, and animals disease-proof. I think biotechnology is going to be a big area, an area of a big career area for all of you. As I said, economic volatility. Suddenly you would find the economy is growing and could suddenly be a war, a supply chain disruption, some ship stuck in the Red Sea and then supply chain is stopped, or a country attacks another and supply chain gets disrupted, some companies impacted, closed down, regulations. It's happening all the time. You don't have economic stability anymore, and that's what your generation will have to get prepared for. That there will be shutdowns and there will be new opportunities. More businesses will start, but more businesses will close down as well. So how do you build resilience and agility to survive through those periods? In our times, probably none of us saw redundancy at the workplace. Now they're saying your generation, in your lifetime of 50, 60 years of career, you could see 3 or 4 redundancies in you, where you may have to leave a job, because that's what is happening to business cycles. Let's say you were working for an online gaming company today, and for no fault of yours, the regulation changed, the company is out of business. Either you pivot or you have to find another job for yourself. And Russia-Ukraine war could be another example of that. So as HR folks, how do you build organizational structures which are more agile? Rather than saying, this is the design, these are the boxes, this is the spans and layers, and this is how it will remain for the next 3 years. And we are seeing it in our industry as well. Depending on which sector is doing well, depending on what's the theme, depending on kind of emerging technology, HR professionals have to be now more agile to develop new organizational structures, design them, and change them as required. Of course, there's a science to follow, but agility to change organizational structures, teams, how do you work? Do you have only one boss? Can you have multiple bosses, dotted line reportings? Do you work in a team structure where nobody is a boss and everybody is a boss? So you will have to evolve new organizational structures. Similarly, because business cycles are going up and down, businesses don't now want to invest in full-time employees and are looking to work through gig workers. How do you look at gig workers? How do you contract with them? They will not have security. They will not have a PF and a gratuity, etc. How do you have empathy for them? How do you understand why they're taking up a gig job? And they're on a platform, millions of them, unknown names, delivering, something to your home. But who cares for them? They're also humans. So as future managers, future HR managers, business managers, you will have to think about gig workers. And what are you doing for their security, their well-being, their engagement? We only think of on-roll employees right now, we have to think beyond them. How do you try to address job losses? What can you create? Outplacements, support systems, security. These are new opportunities to work on and new solutions to evolve and businesses to do, right? Also, how do you reduce the trust deficit that is there through use of technology, through blockchain, through better verification, better skill verification, better background checks, etc. Inequality, India is inequality in the top 7, 8, as you would see in this graph. And this pyramid is very sharp at the top. The rich is only probably 0.001%. Rest is a large middle class and a very large class of people who are not as privileged as all of us who can study in an institute like IMI, right? So those are the problems to solve around how do you deconcentrate wealth? How do you create resilience? There will be winners and losers. So for people who are not doing well, what can you do for them? And what businesses can you create around skilling, around tooling them, around building resilience? So those were some of the real emerging human problems. And that would need all of us to change our mindset and shift. So here are 6 big work style shifts or big mindset shifts that we as future managers and even people like us who are existing managers would have to look at. A question. What's your most inspirational title or designation or job? You ask this question, that your professors also probably ask. The folks will come for placement will ask you, where do you want to see yourself in 10 years, 5 years? Somebody said, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so how do I tell what will happen in 5 years? But anybody wants to say, what do you want to be? What's the title you would want to see on your card? Sorry? Now, later, aspirational, realistic, could be anything. Somebody wants to answer? No? Yeah.
CEO.
CEO. Very good, fantastic. Anything else other than a CEO? COO, okay. CMO?
Product manager.
Product manager, very good.
Own business.
Own business, oh, entrepreneur, founder, very nice. Okay, so all of us have these aspirations. I'm really sad nobody said CHRO, but that's fine. Okay. So that was a bit of a trick question. I think the world is now slowly moving away from designations and jobs and titles. And the older titles don't carry those same meanings that used to carry earlier. I could be a COO or a CHRO, but I may not be solving real problems or adding real value. Somebody like a founder or just a product manager could be creating something which really is adding either value to the business or helping an elderly person or a gig worker or something like that, right? Or somebody who's not so privileged. So how do you build skill stacks? I think that's very important. Just beyond an MBA qualification, how are you building skill stacks? How are you increasing your learning velocity? Because the world is moving so fast, there are new skills that you need to learn and speed up very, very quickly. And what you've learned yesterday may not be relevant today. So learning velocity is going to be very important than only learning. The speed at which you are learning and catching up. And the skill stack that you're building, if you've acquired a certain thing, what's the next skill that you will acquire? If you've acquired A, what's the A plus skill now, right? Organizations are increasingly forming internal talent marketplaces. We have something in Network 18 called Careers 18, where people can apply for, bid for, and either get into a new job within the company or try a new job for a few months to see if that works. Or while doing one's work, I'm very interested in doing something else, maybe which is not related to HR, but I'm very interested, let's say in finance. I could do a gig work within the company in finance after my normal work, maybe for a couple of hours. Also learn something and contribute. If that works for me, I can then shift. So these will be internal talent marketplaces. So the unit of work will increasingly change from roles and jobs and designations to problems and how you can solve problems. This one, so you already know it's a trick question. How many hours would you like to spend in the office after you join or in your workplace? 10? 10? 8 hours, okay. Somebody said 10, I'm really surprised. Maybe you want to, I mean, that is the interview answer. How many hours? I will always be there in the office. I'll never go back home. Okay? So that's the other change. Just like roles are changing to problem solving opportunities, from hours, organizations are now looking at outcomes. And a lot of it is driven by people like you, because people like you and your generation have challenged that it is not about the hours I spend in the office, it's the outcome that I bring. My generation always believed, and that's why this is a picture of the time office machine. Most organizations don't have a time office machine nowadays. In our times in industrial relations, there used to be a time office manager. And a time office manager used to have 3, 4 people under him. So imagine a team of 5 people managing time office, which is still there in factories, etc., though that is getting more automated. But now it's shifting to OKRs. What are your objectives and key result areas? How many problems, how many complex problems have you solved? What are your goals? So you're moving from, uh, hours to autonomy and to accountability with visible scorecards. And organizations through technology are making these scorecards visible to everybody. So Professor Biswal will be used to can see what I am doing and where I have moved. And I can see his scorecard. So very visible scorecards creating trust. So trust is now not, okay, he leaves office every day at 4 p.m. and I don't know where it goes and I hence have distrust. Let me go and see what's Professor Biswal's scorecard like. Oh wow, I'm very impressed. He's doing so much. So suddenly I had a distrust of him that he's leaving office at 4 o'clock. I'm now super impressed because he's doing something and that's visible. So moving from hours to outcome. This one, how many of you, now all of you know these are trick questions. How many of you will buy this product? Best quality product. And 50% discount. Anybody will buy this?
No.
All of you now know these are trick questions. So from posters and policies, so HR used to put up, we are used to putting up posters like, diversity is important. We believe in collaboration. Teamwork is important. We are one. We are family, etc. A lot of posters we put up in organizations on the walls, on the notice board, etc. But merely putting up posters doesn't help. It's like the poster that you put up that don't split here, and there are people splitting on that poster. Or something says smoking not allowed, and there's a person standing and smoking there. So the poster has no meaning if you don't have purpose. And if you don't demonstrate that that is what it means. So from posters, we'll have to move to promises kept. If you have made a promise no smoking, then we'll not smoke there. If the staircase says no splitting, then we'll not split. If we say teamwork, then we must believe and demonstrate that there's teamwork and there's no politics. So from posters to promises, and you as future managers will have to see are just their posters or their promises. And how are you keeping up those promises and how you're holding others accountable to keep up theirs. Also, I think empathy. This is a nice video by Brené Brown about this bear and the fox which you see on YouTube, which talks about empathy. When you get time, Google it search it on YouTube and you will find this. It's a very nice video on empathy of caring for somebody beyond posters. In this video, there's also a deer which comes besides the bear and the fox. And the deer says all the nice words. We are this, we believe in this, we believe in employees first, etc. All that, I care for you, but shows no care. Okay? So, trust incidents are where promises are broken, promises are not kept. So, fix them. Fix your relationships, fix your products, just like you will fix defects. This everybody knows. I think resumes are now slowly becoming outdated, and from profiles, we are moving to portfolios. Skills are becoming very important. What are the certifications you have? What skills have you acquired? What problems have you solved? What does your portfolio look like with real demonstrable skills? So make learning a goal. Learning is the new currency. So somebody talked about money. If you want money, you need to learn. Learning is the new currency. This is the fastest animal. What's it called? Cheetah. How many of you want to be a cheetah? I know all of you know it's a trick question now, but how many of you would want to be identified with a cheetah? Fastest, quickest, smartest. Okay. Well, there are other ways to be. There's also a way to be resilient and more long lasting than being just the fastest. So, are you effective or are you quickest? The quickest may not be necessarily the most effective. So, quick careers, quick jobs, quick ways to make money always is not long term and may not land you at the best place. You might compromise on a few things. So, can you be a beaver that keeps digging with a sense of purpose? Or a polar bear that can sleep for 6 months and survive a bad winter? And in our lives, we all go through bad winters. In bad winters, have you built that network of resilience, money, people, relationships, learning, skills, hobbies that can help you survive for 6 months of winter when you probably won't have a job, and then get back to a job, recharged after 6 months of sleep, just like a polar bear, or like a camel who carries without drinking water and anything or food, long distances or hours of period of time over desert. So there are other ways of just, cheetah is not bad, so sorry, those who raised the hand, it's good, but can you just be beyond just fastest and quickest? This one, Professor Biswal spoke about it. He said, somebody will take somebody's job. One of you said Terminator in the word cloud. Who's this? Remember the actor? Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's right. And the movie was Terminator. So it was about technology playing tricks. Sometimes you didn't know was he on the good side or the bad side. And then a Terminator 2 came and the hero became the villain became the hero. It was all very confusing, right? So from Terminator tech to teammate tech, I think Professor Biswal very nicely said that how do you harmonize between tech and people? Your bow and arrow and you as a warrior are together, they are not separate. Your bow and arrow is not against you. And you can't live without the bow and fight without the bow and arrow, just like you can't fight today's war without technology. So think of workflows, how can you build agentic AI that will help you be more efficient, help you be more effective, and yet apply human judgment. So from Terminator tech to think of teammate tech. Just summarizing all 6 of them very quickly. So solve problems instead of just doing a job. So next time when you go for your placements, try to see what problem you are trying to solve rather than just taking up that job. Look at outcome versus hours. Keep promises versus only policies and posters. HR folks often have this thing of policies and posters, but what's written in the policy then has to live up for the test of time and live up every time consistently for everybody. So policies and posters will surely be there, but are you keeping those promises? We have lived through an area of specialization. I'm specialized in compensation and benefits. But suddenly, let's say something happens and that skill set is not required. What do you do? So you should build a set of specialized skills, at least 2 or 3, to survive. Being effective and resilient versus just being efficient and quick. Tech as a partner versus tech as terminator. So you have to look your career as a product, right? As that. Don't look at the wrapper. The wrapper is the designation, the job title, the role. The real meat is in the toffee. And who are you? And what does the market demand? In that green space is where your value lies, which is the area of pain, where some products are not solving the market demand. In that area of pain is your career. Ship more products and don't make fancy statements that I do this, do that. Show, deliver, ship products and show that you can do this. Build networks, stay in touch with your professors. Some of us now realize that, staying in touch with professors, old friends, alumni, build networks because they come to you for help in bad times. So build those networks, stay in touch, parents, relatives, professors, friends, batchmates. Build that resilient network, just like a product will build a supply chain, build your network of relations. And don't hoard appreciations, share it with others. Don't say I did it. If somebody else has done it, say, Aditya or Akshay has done it, we have done it together. Don't hold appreciation, share it. Also share your story. A lot of us are on LinkedIn probably shouting that we have done this, that. So differentiate between shouting and telling a story. Each one of you must have a story to tell. And you should start writing your story today. Think of what problems you want to solve and what is the story that you will tell after 2 years of passing out from IMI. Of course, without shouting, because people can look through shouting. Yeah, so that's where I end. The future of work, as I see it, is a system of promises kept by people like us, all of us, using technology with human judgment, right? So the future of work is a system of promises kept, or an aggregate of promises kept, which builds trust, often enabled through technology, but with human judgment. Thank you so much. Any questions? If there is time, I think only not much time is left, right? So maybe 1 or 2 questions at the best, or yes, somebody at the back.
Good morning, sir. I'm Anish Tiwari. A very important question, sir, first of all. And I'd like to ask you, how does one keep employees engaged and centered in the times of uncertainty, sir?
I think very good question. Corporates are, I think, still trying to figure out how to do that. There are 2 important things. One is, in terms of uncertainty, how do you help people learn new skills? Especially, let's say, if there is a lull in work, or there's a time like COVID, and many organizations did that. They moved into a skilling learning mode. And for example, the company that I used to work for, we ran a series of programs at that time because there was not much work to do. And people did a lot of online learning programs and built skill sets and online certifications that help them later in better times. It also helps the employees because if they lose their job, they have something to do. Second, organizations are focusing a lot on mental health. For example, we at Network 18 have an employee assistance program where people confidentially and absolutely free of charge, employee and their family, can go on that platform and seek counseling, therapy, mindfulness sessions, stress management sessions. Lot of time I've seen, not in my current company, but I have heard youngsters having suicidal tendencies, etc. Marriages breaking down, so on and so forth. So this platform that we have, which is managed by a company called Silver Oaks Health, they confidentially manage this. If somebody has a financial problem, a relationship problem, a fear of a job loss, a stress, a bad manager, they can go there and seek counseling. We also have a forum called Safe Workplace at Network 18, where people can reach out if they have a workplace related problem. And we get into that, investigate if it's a real thing, we try to solve, move them into a different team, change their manager, or give them a shift that is more workable for them, or give them off days, put them in a job which is not as stressful, stuff like that. So mental health and learning are 2 things that organizations are doing for employees who are going through a tough time because of their personal life or because of what's happening in the overall industry or business.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think I've run out of time, so we'll close it. If you have anything, you can connect with me on LinkedIn and send a message. I try to answer, or you can reach out to the committee. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paul, for your thought-provoking words and for sharing your invaluable experiences and perspectives. Your insights will undoubtedly resonate with all of us as we explore the future of work. We now invite our Dean, Professor Sukriti Mishra, to kindly come forward and present a token of gratitude to Mr. Sanjay as a call of our heartfelt appreciation.
With this, we come to the close of the inaugural session of HR Conclave 2025. We would now like to invite our Honorable Director, Sir, our esteemed guest dignitaries, and our respected faculty members to join us for a short 10 minutes tea break. Following the break, we will commence the panel discussions where esteemed industry leaders will engage in insightful dialogues on the evolving dimensions of human resources. For any assistance, our student volunteers will be glad to help. Thank you all for joining us this morning and for being a wonderful audience. Thank you so much for listening forward. This is an exciting journey ahead. Thank you.
on this topic, and I'm very sure that our panelists, they will share their rich experience and perspectives on these lines. So the way we can go forward is we can go in this direction. I'll go one by one, ask you to share your thoughts. So my first question is, what is your experience at present in your organization about the implementation of new technologies in HR roles or in HR management? The question goes first to Sulochana.
Okay, I think a very bright morning and happy morning to all. I'll directly answer to Mr. Pratyush Banerjee's questions that how is HR automation or what we call AI, artificial intelligence, has been instrumental in the different processes of human resource management at our workplace. I will not just speak about my workplace, I will speak on a generic basis around the different workplaces we are in. A very insightful presentation by Mr. Paul before this panel discussion started. Okay, so if you see before a decade, HR was only recruitment, compensation, benefits, and manpower outsourcing and all this. But today, it is more about employee experience, engagement, business partnership, and valuing people as assets to the company. So in this whole process, I think automation is one thing which has made huge tasks easier. Starting with the first thing, recruitment. Now, if you all are following, I think being MBA students, you all are following LinkedIn. Okay, so there is always a pop-up coming up in your mobile or laptop that please use keywords in your biodata. Please make your resume as per the requirement, cater the resume as per the requirement. Please give a cover letter as per the requirement. Why? Because the whole recruitment process is automated and people, the talent acquisition team is now using an AI-driven process to छांटने के लिए, ठीक है? To screen the candidates, to be very frank, to छांटा. So if you want to be selected somewhere, so you have to apply those AI-driven strategic principles in your resume. Now, suppose you join an organization. You are a career first class student, you're a very good in everything, you have an MBA in HR, everything, but you are not AI savvy. Okay? I won't say tech savvy because we all are tech savvy. If I go to, I think I'm a millennial. I was born in 79 and I passed out masters in 2001, so I'm pretty old now. So in our time, we used to say that whether you are tech savvy or not. Now it is like if you are not AI savvy, then even if you are a first bencher in your HR conclave, you are going to the back bench in your corporate. So while you are doing your MBA courses, it's not only the books. To be very aligned with the presentation earlier in the morning, you have to upscale yourself, be aware of what is happening around, not just blame technology that technology is taking jobs. No. Technology is not taking jobs. The fitment challenge is taking jobs. You have to be fit. Now coming to that, you joined a company. What you are doing, what you are delivering is very important. Someone is delivering an Excel task and data analysis in 10 minutes, someone is delivering it in 1 hour. So he has a human edge over you. Okay? So there is where the competition lies. Now comes what? Your appraisal. Your performance appraisal truly depends on how you perform over the year, and the person who has given deliverables in shorter time with proper accuracy is definitely having an edge over you. What edge? Tell me, what edge? What edge he or she is having over you? Okay, a simple question. What is the antonym of artificial intelligence? एंटोनिम मतलब विपरीत शब्द. What is the when a artificial intelligence, okay, artificial intelligence का okay, so it is intelligence, okay, because intelligence comes to human only and it is innate. So where were in the performance appraisal thing, and why someone gets better height than you? Because he has combined his innate IQ with acquired AI. So that is where he is having an edge over you. So as students, when you are going for placement interviews for new jobs, where you are fresh in the market, oh, well, take freshman. So you have to be ready. Boss, I am ready with whatever you want. I have it in me. You cannot say that, oh, I need to do this course and then come here after 3 months. No. You are on the block, you are ready, you are equipped, you are braced up, you are totally in for every phase of human resource management in an organization. And then after it continues, after appraisal, succession planning, and then everything. Everything is now data driven, analytics driven. So the more you are fit for the market, is you are less scared of not getting an ROI of your investment in your career. So whoever wrote money matters to them, I think they refer to the return of investment they have done into their career starting from nursery to MBA and further. Okay, so upskill yourself. I think that's the mantra, and that is where technology has affected us. I think positively, very positively, in the human resource management market. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let us hear from sir. Ashton, sir. Can you switch it on?
Good afternoon, all of you. Thank you, Mr. Professor Pratyush Banerjee, esteemed members of the academic fraternity here, and above all, the students of this premier business school. It's my pleasure to share with you my thoughts on this very important subject. And let's start with 2 examples. In 1995, I remember there was a strike in one of our plants at Angola. I belonged to NALCO. For no reason, the clerks in the various offices, the private secretaries, they had come together and start work because they did not want to shift from typewriter to computer. Now down the line, that species has become extinct. You don't find private secretaries who will be taking shorthands and then typing. It's something which we have seen, we will never see that. Next is, after I started learning AI, in fact, when I was talking about age, I'm probably the oldest in this hall, maybe. So once I started learning AI, I thought that I have to. My wife happens to be a very good poet. And I am absolutely do not understand what poetry is. She is a very thoughtful poet. She writes, she publishes, she gets awards and all that. And every evening when I come back from her office, very tired, she wants to recite me a poetry which she has written over the day and thinks that it's very good. And that is the worst time because I'm so tired and still have to sit down and listen to that poetry. Because the whole day she has been doing that. What I did was, after I learned AI, I picked up some keywords. My wife's name is Rosie. She's very compassionate, she's very passionate, she's religious, she loves her children, and blah blah blah, 10 sentences, keywords, and then make a poetry of 18 lines. An amazing poetry came out. And then I thought that I'd share it with my wife. Then I sent it to her. She was shocked. How did this person write a poem? Then I kept quiet for some time. In the evening I went, she was so happy that you started writing a poem and all. Then I kept quiet for 2-3 days, just smiled. Then again I was tempted to write something about another poem. And then the whole thing blasted that it's not you. Somebody else is doing for you. Then I told it again. So what I want to drive from the point is that technology is changing the way we do work. Now, this evolution of technology is nothing new. from Industry 1.0, which started with the steam engine and all that, to electrification, the discovery of invention of electricity and automation and the industrial revolution, to Industry 3.3 in the 70s, where we had the computer, to Industry 4.0 in 2010 or 11, where this machine learning or other things were discovered, and now we're already into Industry 5.0. We entered the Industry 5.0. Now, every stage of this journey, there has been a very pertinent question that people will lose jobs, machines will take over. But that does not happen. That does not happen. In fact, this is a progression of the human species with every industrial jump or new stage we reach. The new jobs are created. The problem here is that, as Sanchar very rightly told, so in fact, I must thank you for a wonderful presentation. Very rightly said that we need to be future ready. Now, what is future ready? Madam was talking about. I tell you three things. First, one of the most difficult thing to become future ready is not reskilling, multi-skilling, but unskilling yourself, unlearning. Because we live in a paradigm that we have been trained as a computer science engineer, we've been trained as an HR professional, and we need to do this kind of job. So first thing is sensing what is going to change. Even the changes are becoming so disruptive now. COVID has also shown that, and this invasion of Industry 5.0, which you will all be facing head on, will show you. It's not just a period of 10 years. In 2 years, things are going to change. So who will survive? Who will become a true leader? Who will prosper? Are those people like you who are able to sense that change before the change occurs. Because I believe in one thing, that every machine, it may be AI-driven machine or any latest machine, has a rated capacity. The only thing which God has created does not have a rated capacity is the human mind. It has got an infinite capacity, and how much are you using that? So we must first of all sense the change that is coming, understand. And for that, you have to be a very fast learner. Keep your eyes open what's going on around the world. Then unlearn what things you have learned which are no more relevant. Relearn the new things and be prepared for multitasking and multi-skilling. As Mr. Paul also rightly said, your HR manager, your marketing manager does not mean that you will only sell the products. You go to the area of innovation. A marketing man can be a HR person also. I was basically trained as an electrical engineering in Burla Engineering College and worked as an operation and maintenance engineer for a long time. Then I thought that, at that time, of course, these priorities of technology was not there. I sensed that being an OM engineer, operation maintenance engineer, may not take me very high in a very large public sector organization like NALCO, which is so hierarchical. So I sensed, what should I do? How do I go to the top? As Sanchar was asking me, what is your dream? So I also had a dream. Like when I was like you, I also had a dream that CEO, CFO, this, that, CHR, whatever. So I had some dream. I thought, this is not the way. This line, I might become a DCM, GM when I retire. So I thought this would be a better way. So you have to sense what is that you want to be and what is the path. It's not that what is being said is true. You have to judge for yourself. And another very fundamental thing, with all the technology coming, certain things remain very constant. One is the capability of human being, your human mind, and other is, I believe that every person that God has sent to this earth has some unique potential. Something unique is there in everybody. Somebody may be very good at mathematics, somebody may be very good looking, somebody may be very good at judgment, somebody may be a very good singer, painter, dancer, whatever it is. Something unique you have got. Now it is up to you to discover what is the unique thing you have, that human capability. Unique human capability. And that is what you have to encash. It may be AI, it may be machine learning. Your capability can never be taken over by any kind of automation. With this short process, I'll try to hand over to the next speaker. So thank you so much for your patience.
Okay, let us hear from Vimal sir. Yes.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Professor Pratesh ji. Thank you, all the dignitaries. Thank you, all the students. So I'll tell you 4 5 points. So basically, previously I was head HLC SR at TCS. Prior to that, I have been associated with TCS around 9 years. I was the talent acquisition head for one unit. Then I joined last year. I joined IAG Group. It's a big group with 9 companies. I'm heading this group. I'll tell you 2 3 points. Point number one: prepare your CV properly. There are various AI tools you have to use that. I'll give 2 3 names. You please note down. One is Rezi, REZI. Another one is TEL, TEL. Another one is JobScan. Another one is Enhanced CV. So I am telling you. So I'm telling you 4 5 years back, 4 years back, 3 years back, when so companies were not using AI to screen the CV. So till that time in TCS, I was doing. So there is a team, cloud unit, that is, Azure, AWS. So I was heading the entire unit as a THE head, talent acquisition HR head. So what I mean to say, till that time we were hiring all the cloud people, all the cloud service people, that is Azure, AI, AWS, everything. So during that time, what we used to do, so I used to post all the job posts in LinkedIn. Every day I used to post many posts in LinkedIn. So initially when I started my LinkedIn, so it was around 2018 I started my LinkedIn. So from 19 I was active. I was active in LinkedIn, and every day my follower were increased by 1,000, 2,000, and one day I reached around 2 lakhs followers. Means over a period of 1 year span, I reached 2 lakhs. So what I mean to say, your profile should match that tool, or else you'll be getting rejected. Simply I'm telling you, in screening point of view, your profile will not go forward. No one will see your CV nowadays. No one will see your CV. How I used to screen this CV, I'm telling you, I have a dedicated team, AI team, 4 5 people. So they were trained from the technical people. Whoever the technical people are there in the IT domain, and my HR team, young HR team was there. So let's say from LinkedIn or Naukri, they have sourced around 500 CVs total. Simply, they will create a zip file. Till that time, what we are doing? Only they will upload and they will run. That's it. There is a link. They will run. After hardly 500 CVs, after hardly 5 to 10 minutes, it will give output. So, for example, I am hiring for cloud architect. So the AI tool knows the JD exactly. JD will be fitted into that tool. Once I upload that CV, it will filter. It will show the rating 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 10, it will rate. We used to consider only the CVs whose rating is beyond 8. We used to reject all the CVs. The rating is less than 8. So, and it will emphasize in the comment section. It will show the rating is 8. Now, why we need to consider this CV? In this CV, these things are there. Highlights, 5 points. So it is easier for the recruiter or for the management or for the technical architect to screen this CV. Are you getting my point? So first, it's a request to everyone, it's a suggestion to everyone. Properly utilize your LinkedIn profile, your Naukri profile, and prepare your CV properly. Okay, because human is not reading your CV. No HR is not. कोई भी HR आपका CV नहीं देखता. ये AI tool देखता. Point number 1. Point number 2. So human brain is irreplaceable. I'm telling you, because AI don't have any emotional intelligence. I'm telling you, AI cannot give ethical judgment. Anything happens, any ethical issues, anything happens, AI cannot give the judgment. Only HR, a report team, let's say in an organization, in your office as well, anything happens. Nowadays, boss is there, some work related issues are there, they cannot solve. So human is required, human is irreplaceable. But sir was telling previously, madam was also telling, you have to change yourself according to the market. This is called survival of the fittest. In biology, Darwin's theory, it is called survival of the fittest. If you will not learn new things, you will not survive in the market. This is important. So you have to learn AI, you have to learn many things to survive in the market. One more suggestion I'll give everyone. So if people are using ChatGPT, many things will be using. So everyone, I request everyone install Perplexity. In Perplexity, those are using Airtel phone, Airtel SIM. Perplexity is free for 1 year. So you'll get exact result. Whatever search you'll give, whatever the input you'll give, you'll get exact result with the points, greater points. So my suggestion will be first, you prepare your CV according to the AI tool, because human will never read your CV. Only AI tool is read your CV. Going to read your CV. 2-3 things are there. Even AI is more dangerous. I was maybe 7-8 days back, I was going through Instagram. Male and females are uploading their photos. AI is editing, and it's very dangerous. I'm telling you, it's very dangerous. Don't give your all access to that application. Don't give all access. It will read all their photos, all their private photos, everything. AI will take care. Okay. So better don't use that. That and upload your personal photos, your family photos. They will capture your bank account details. That application is monitoring you. That application is judging you. I'll tell you. Once they were yesterday, I was just thinking. I don't know. I have never searched in my phone or anything. I was thinking in my mind. I'll buy a refrigerator for my home. I don't know. I have never searched, but automatically how it comes in my mobile, I don't know. I thought again and again. I have never searched. Never searched in Google. I was thinking. Maybe after 10 minutes, after when I was searching in Facebook, I got to know it is showing. That means whether everyone agree or not, AI is reading your mind. I don't know. It has happened with me multiple times. Multiple times. It happened with everyone. So AI is dangerous, but we have to align with the new skills, new technologies. It is the survival of the fittest. Your CV is more important. Prepare accordingly. Okay, and connect with new people. Connect with senior leaders. Connect with HR leaders. You are in second year. You will do internship and you'll be job ready. In order to become market ready, connect with people. More and more LinkedIn connection, more and more people connection will help you. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, sir. Very insightful. I think students took a few notes from your points that you've shared. Sir, yes. What do you have to add?
Yeah, thank you very much, first of all, again, distinguished faculty members, and thanks again IMI for giving this opportunity. It's always good and welcoming. Whenever I used to come here, I always feel different. I'm altogether in a different world, different planet. Not an alien, but at the end of the day, I feel like different. You feel energized, looking at the beautiful faces and young minds of the future leaders altogether. So first of all, many congratulations, HR Conclave. To be honest, I feel myself bit lucky because of the fact that I'm from finance actually, and I can see a lot of connections that keep on coming, and sir also like utilizing the platform LinkedIn is very much helpful. Good to see you all to be connected. In terms of AI point of view, there are a lot of evolution is happening from multi-billion annual currencies to $1 trillion, and all that future is exciting, evolving like never before. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of full scope. Like sir was telling, we have this kind of a prompt system evolution happened where earlier what we are giving the typing, right? We are typing the prompts. This is what I am looking forward, and automatically getting some kind of a generation of codes, ideas, suggestions, a lot of things. But it has gone shifted from typo stuff to your memory stuff. You are imagining something, and yes, it is happening in a real world. Your imagination is now connected to your kind of your systems, devices, and tools and technologies where a lot of things are happening. I know it is a bit scary sometimes because what you imagine on it, you're getting the result. Sometimes it's a bit scary, but nevertheless, it has some kind of advantages as well as disadvantages. I think we are going to continue. Like whether it's good or bad, that's a matter of discussion. But what is my personal intake is that the future is ready. Like the future is very bright. All of your kind of the leaders are having great opportunity, a great area to improve on and make sure we are giving a kind of impact to the society. Because rightly said here, like the shaping the work in the people take and trust. Absolutely right within the target. We have people like all of us. We have the technology, nothing but AI and a lot more, and the trust. That is something we need to how much we are going to build in the trust. Because with a lot of kind of such power and technologies, we need to bring that trust factor also. And rightly said by Professor Vishal sir in terms of example from Bharat. So when there is a trust,
then there is some confidence, and we need to make sure that the ethical behavior of AI is always in place. Because technologically we can go any extent, but at the end of the day, we have to utilize it in a most possible ethical way, which is profitable for each one of you, at the same time for the society. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So this first round has really, this first round of discussion has really, kick-started the process. And going forward, the next question that I would like to pull from you people, we are observing and rightly so that this AI is complementing, all these technologies, they are complementing human work, human processes. And today we are observing a lot of collaboration between human and AI and such systems. We're seeing collaborative robots, which are also known as cobots. We are seeing a lot of integration between machine and man. So if you can also share, if you have observed or you are aware about the challenges for these integrations, that is something which you'd like to know.
So specifically, you want to know that what are the challenges of integrating AI with human or HR process or human intervention, anything. Yeah, I think that's a very quick and interesting question. Okay, so I will share an experience of mine from my previous organization. So we used to hire interns from certain engineering colleges, and then we used to train them for 12 months with us in their fourth year, engineering graduates, and then we used to give them full-time placement offer with us. Okay. So one night, I was the employee experience partner and HR VP of the product side. One night I get a call that Subhashi, please join this call immediately. I think it was like around 11:15, and I joined the call, and my VP product was there, and the product manager was there, and even I was there, and there was a guy who was holding a knife, and he is crying loudly on the Gmeet, and he's saying, if I don't get a permanent placement offer with your company, I'm going to slit my hand. I have worked for 12 months in your company, day in, day out. If I don't get a permanent placement offer, I'll cut my wrist or slit my hand. And I am his employee experience partner, and the rest of the three are the people who work with him daily. What do you do in that moment? Someone is crying loudly with his parents behind him, and he is saying, someone like you, someone maybe a year or two younger than you, is saying this, that मैं मर जाऊंगा, मुझे अगर 9 लाख का जॉब नहीं मिला तो. Now what is AI going to do there? Was nothing. Your conscience, your soul, your innate nature, the way you want to evolve as a partner, as a human resource employee experience partner will help you. You cannot ask a chatbot that go and say to the boy that he should not slit his hand, suicide is crime, you cannot give that gyan at that moment. That moment you have to understand his human emotions. Coming back to the question, okay, finally, that he didn't cut his hand, slit his hand. I'm a Bengali, and he was a Bengali, and I was happy to resolve his whole thing, and peacefully it is concluded anyway. So now when we talk about that, we are actually complementing human intelligence is complemented with AI, and we are getting things done. So getting things done has become so important and so crucial nowadays at workplace that people are going to the last extent, to the extremes, okay? And they are using maybe 5 to 10% of human intelligence, and the rest is artificial intelligence. As Sir said, to please his wife, he brought a poem home. So someday your manager will ask for a PPT, you will just give a good command and the PPT will just be downloaded. Okay, so yeah, definitely AI is making things easy, but what is crucial is, are you giving the right command? Are you typing the exact requirement? Are you aware of the exact requirement? Are you aware of the scenario of what is required? Are you aware of what is going in your team's mind? What is going in the, what is like going in the mind of the people of a team of maybe 12, 13, 1200? No. Your resume will get filtered. That's AI work. But you will face an interviewer. That is human intelligence. AI will help you prepare for the interview. But trust me, only your instinct, your knowledge, your experience, your mentors, your what have you read so far will help you in front of an interviewer. So it's always very important that you know that how much and how effectively you can balance this both. These two things are complementary as well as they are destructive. Because we as human, this getting things done has become a priority for us nowadays. So whoever goes to Facebook, I think they must have seen this advertisement from some company. It says, you replace your social media timing with this micro learning tool for 15 days. Use 15 minutes a day for micro learning, and in 15 days you will be the dangerous person in the room. And those 15 days you will learn the AI course for 15 minutes every day, listening to it. And then they will give you some task. Why? Why do you need to be the most dangerous person in the room? Be the best person in the room. Be the good person in the room. Be the dependable person in the room. You need not be the one who Akash is very brilliant because he's very good at AI and we are all scared of him because he will get 80%. Okay, fine. But Akash has many more things which are not aligned with the company's growth trajectory. Akash is good in AI, but if Akash is not good with the organizational culture, is not with the values of the organization. He doesn't understand the mental challenges of other people. So the right balance is very essential, and it won't come immediately. It will definitely come with experience. You explore more, you talk to people more, be more human. Okay? Don't only survive on technological feeds. We all are filled with information nowadays. But what we need is it to actually filter that information and to filter the process it affects us. So, AI and human intelligence has a very good coexistence, but that coexistence depends upon individual acceptance and individual aspect of learning things. Okay?
Thank you so much. Let's hear from sir. Yes. Maybe from the manufacturing sector perspective also, you can add something.
Yes, what the second part, what I'd like to share is that all of us agree that AI and automation are the omnipresent and here to stay. It's not a debatable question where how much I will use AI or not. You have to. Now we have to just understand that while AI is there to stay, certain elements which are very uniquely human, like creativity, empathy, adaptability, and ethical judgment, these can never be taken over by artificial intelligence. Now I give this one example. Suppose I give an assignment to you right now, that you compare the balance sheets of NALCO, Hindalco and Vedanta and give me a one-page summary. Now many of you will do it in 2 minutes. If you know the correct AI tools, you can get the one sheet in 2 minutes. But here the question is the inputs that you are giving to the AI, because obviously AI, what is the source? If you are fixing up the source, there are 3 balance sheets of these 3 companies or the 3 annual reports. From there you decide and give me the summary, then it is likely that what AI gives you is more relevant, more contextual and more correct. So the source from which you're opening up the AI, number one. Number two, when you're working in an organization, like say IMI, this has its own network, has its own security. All of you are using this network and giving access to how much? So the organizations have to really think about the network security, because every data that you have is getting open to the whole universe and it's becoming part of the big data, and in the process we are exposing ourselves to cyber wars, to infiltrations and so many things. So network security has to be very well defined. How much of AI and what are the sources? It's called basically augmented something. I'm not very good at technology, but that is the concept, is that like that is what we're working in AI policy in NALCO we are right now developing, and many organizations are doing that. You also need to do that. Next is, as Professor was asking, what we are doing in this area. As you know that we are an organization, very large organization, around 6,000 employees, around 12-15,000 contractual employees, adding up to around 20,000 people. And a public sector enterprise, hierarchical organization, a classical organization. But now we have launched a program which is called as AI for All. So it is basically to sensitize every employee, from the last employee working in our mines and Damanjani to the top CEO of this company. Everybody needs to be sensitized to use or not to misuse AI. Then, as Sachin was talking about, we are also in the process of launching this employee engagement program. We have started something, but you told about Silver Oaks counseling, I think. Maybe I can take some further details from you, already sent it to my team. So this is a very, very important area where AI can be used for counseling of people. A lot of people, particularly after COVID, we have seen people go into depression, and younger people also. So we need constant counseling. The HR information system we are upgrading in NALCO, because as I mentioned that we are a classical organization. So now what we're doing is the entire HR activities. We have prepared the dashboard, for, at least for the top manager, where at a click of a button you can see the mobile phones also, you can see the employee profile and everything, which is not there. I don't say it's a very breakthrough invention or innovation we have done. Many organizations are doing it, but in PSU also we have started this. And for you students, what I advise you is, because I also sit in many interviews, in fact I interviewed Smriti also. So what we do is in the past, if you go to the interview, people will ask you about what is the ID Act, what is the Compensation Act, explain what is the DPE guidelines on promotion, on this, PRP. No, nobody asks you these things. And you don't need to also remember any of those things, because it's always there with you. And no, again, is a very foolish kind of interview, will never ask you this question. What people ask you is how to apply them into real life case studies. So try to understand what has happened with these acts then, or what are the legal cases that you need to understand, not remember anything. You just have to understand through case studies, through role plays, and also through discussions with forward-looking HR managers, maybe your professors also. So you need to migrate from that classical HR to a new age HR. That would be my takeaway for you. And I'm very sorry, but I'm getting signals from very important meeting and schedule. I was supposed to leave this place at 12:30 and reach by 1. So some people have arrived, so I may be excused also. No, really, I'm very sorry, but I've told Professor Biswal that just calling is a nice campus, and sometimes if he invites me, I would like to come and spend time with all of you. Maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours, we can have a chit chat and discussion. Again, I'd like to thank Professor Biswal, the entire team of the Sharp Conclave, Professor Banerjee, thank you for inviting me, and also students for inviting me. I did try to share some of the thoughts, but a lot of thoughts are left with me, and we can always have more detailed discussion. I also extend a welcome to you, all of you. Told Dr. Biswal also that if you want to come for a study tour to Damanjodi, which we call as the Kashmir of Odisha, or to our Angul plant, the smelter plant, and at Damanjodi you have the mines and refinery, at Angul you have the smelter and power plant, and the coal mines. So we'll have a real life experience of visiting industry, and at the end of your 1 day visit, we can have a 2 hours of HR or other interaction we can also discuss, or any thing you can have with the top management of these units. So that invitation remains, and please excuse me for this is not actually done in a conclave or in a panel discussion to leave, but I'm hard pressed for this. I'm extremely sorry. That is completely understandable. Yeah. Sure.
Mr. Bimal Kumar Rao, Mr. Ashutosh Rath, and lastly, Ms. Shubhashri Mukherjee. Can we have a huge round of applause, please? Through this gesture, we hope to mark the beginning of lasting association between you all and IMI Bhubaneswar.
Right. Sorry for the brief interruption, but we are still in the midst of a very engaging discussion. So I'll just try to open a new thread of discussion here, because see, we started the discussion with the point of how. Yes. So we started the discussion with the feedback from our panelists, whether how they are observing the disruption of technologies in their organizational functions, and we got very good insights. And then we moved on to the point of the discussion regarding the collaboration between human and machine. Now, I believe the logical segue that we are going forward is whether AI may replace humans or not in future, and in terms of the job security, and that question might be there in all of your mind. So we'd like to hear from our experts regarding this. And I know that we have been discussing about the positive way in which AI is going to shape us in our future, but there is also the doomsday hypothesis lurking somewhere that even our Nobel laureate Geoff Hinton has suggested, where AI may disrupt the world in a very negative manner. So if that is a possibility which you also foresee or not, if not, then we are looking at the AI as an angel, as a guardian angel. So that hypothesis also exists. So which school of thought you believe is going to survive?
You will be getting lesser time. That's why I thought balance the thing. Okay, so now I'll leave it to you. We have a good number of students over here. So AI going to replace all your jobs in the next 2 decades. Whoever agrees, please raise your hands. See, be bold and blunt. You believe. One. Who believes that AI, what was my question? AI will not remove or AI will not disrupt the workplace or the manpower at workplace in the next 2 decades. Okay. Now come out of your book world and let us face the real world. Okay. Please deep dive yourself into the different things that are going around the world today. As we speak here, there are wars, okay? People dying in Gaza, people being looted, people being attacked in Ukraine, Russia. Things are changing in Japan as like the average age in Japan is like in 54 and the average working force age in India is 59 and India is 34. So if you are thinking that AI is not going to take any job in the next 2 decades, the answer is no, it is going to take some amount of job. It is going to replace humans at job to a certain extent. Because of the world economy, every giant, you know what Trump did to Tesla a few weeks back, right? So everything affects us. At the end of the day, if the roads are not good, it affects us. At the end of the day, if the food is not at the table, it affects us. Why? Because the economic cycle is moving. We earn, we pay taxes, we go to the market, we buy foods, we eat, and then we go get energy and we work. And if this process is simplified by certain things, then when in the late 80s computer came, people had to leave their job in government offices because, as Sir said, typists were not required, PS were not required. Some people who denied that no, who were adamant that I will write a draft and you have to read it and I will not type it, I will use a typewriter. They have to leave the job. They were fired. और आजकल तो फायरिंग क्या आजकल तो इट्स लाइक मास फायरिंग 3000 people 4000 people सोचो एक कॉलेज निकल जा रहा है बड़े बड़े कंपनीज से I won't name them but this is the truth, this is the reality that because however intelligent you are, however technology AI savvy you are not irrepressible. So be prepared for the worst. You are replaceable. Okay? And you have to struggle. The population is rising. Of course, there are different dynamics in the population that affects the economy, that affects the job world, that affects the organization or manpower resourcing. But it doesn't mean that AI will fully take over the job world. As I mentioned, you have to maintain the balance. You have to bring that balance. You have to show your best skills. You have to decide your ethics. Some of you will become entrepreneurs. Some of you will become a CEO, whatever thing you will become. You will become a gig worker. But end of the day, you, I, he, or whosoever in this place have to have their ethics in the place. I think that's one thing you should wear every day when you wake up in the morning. Ethics and gratitude. These are two human things you should always bring to work, bring to life, bring to family, bring to everything, bring to this world. If you don't want Earth to be Mars, then be ethical. Do ethical things. Read things. Apply things. Be scientific. Change your approach. Be accommodative, be adjustable, be the person who can breathe with 10 more people in a lift. If you are that person, then no one is going to, then तुम भूखे नहीं मरोगे, ठीक है ना वो बात बोलते हैं ना, so you will be there. If you are not that person, then you will have to lose the job. So the answer is to have, whether AI will replace human edge? No. AI cannot ever replace human edge because humans have always an edge over AI. But yes, don't take it lightly. We cannot take it lightly because we are not in a position to take it lightly. Too much is at stake. India is a growing economy, is a bursting population. We have more youth than any other country in the world. We, every year, I think, maximum eligible graduates are being prepared in India. So India has to have that human edge to actually conquer the world, and with the new laws of visa and things coming up in the West, you have to be more prepared to accept whatever comes in your way and then excel. That's it.
Thank you so much, and I think students got the idea. The key is to be adaptable and alert. Vimal sir, your 2 pences.
Hello. Hello. Yes. So, ma'am is absolutely right. Two things I want to put in. So, AI cannot replace your emotional intelligence, number one. It cannot replace your ethical judgment. It cannot replace your complex problem solving skills. Many things are there. So, AI can replace you if you are lagging behind. If you will not learn AI, if you will not learn prompt engineering, if you will not align yourself with the recent common tools. See, AI is made by humans only. We have made that. Have you seen the robot movie, Vasnika? You seen, right? So how his boss has prepared him, he want to destroy as well as destroy him as well. So you try to learn from there. So I'm giving you 1-2 example. When my ex-employer, TCS, so we are hiring fresher without any interview. So there is a term called TCS AI hiring. What we are doing, we are giving some questions, initially some MCQ questions of aptitude, reasoning, whatever are there. The second round is coding round. Depending upon your skill, depending upon your requirement, whether it is Java, whether it is .NET, whatever you are choosing, accordingly you give the test and will be getting selected. So we got to know after selection, we got to know out of, let's say 100 we have had, out of 100, 15, 18, they have done the cheating and they have cleared. So we have all the tools, everything is there, but they're going through the YouTube and everything they learned. When they came, even they are not able to speak single English, simple English, and they don't know the subject, they don't know anything. So we got to know many things happened even during COVID pandemic. I'm telling you now why this firing is happening in every company. And again, each and every recently Accenture fired, recently TCS also had done many things. So why this is happening? So I'm telling you frankly, during COVID everything was done online. Everything was online. So everything was done by tech. So there is more requirement. So companies started hiring people from the market. Then that situation disruption has been started. So I am telling you, we have hired many people only video call, Google Paid. So during my tenure, I have find out many people those who are doing prompting and another one is giving interview. In Andhra and Karnataka, there are centers, coaching institutes. All things are arranged, and someone will be behind, and he will be giving interview. You will be prompting. So in that case, we have had many architects as well, 40 lakhs, 45 lakhs. Okay. So agencies were there, they will take 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs or some percentage of your salary and they will make sure that everything is done. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. We have hired many people. When we got means once project is getting started, if you are not ready, you will be cut. So these agencies also very dangerous. They are taking money and they are giving you the offer. So that is the reason many companies are nowadays not doing any virtual interviews because anything can be done. Now you will be not sitting in the. I was going through a video in Instagram or Facebook. You are not there in the interview, but your means क्या बोलते हैं आपका article कोई होगा कोई interview दे रहा होगा. That is also there. Deep fakes. So many things are there. So my suggestion will be you have to change yourself according to the requirement, according to the needs. Human brains is irreplaceable. I am telling you again and again. But if you are behind, I was telling, if you are behind, then you will be. So now the situation, what happened? Many people has been hired. Now they are not required. Those companies are using the technical things during COVID for COVID management. So now they are not using. There is a recession in the market, and many people those who are sitting idle, they are in bench, they are getting salary. There will be no use. They will be getting fired. Okay. So this is happening with each and every company. This is the situation right now. One company has told they have fired 12,000, but they have fired 1 lakh people. And not tell the name. They have fired 1 lakh people across the globe. Exactly 1 lakh. So all are doing like this because of wrong hiring, the COVID period, whatever things have happened. So that is my point. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So we cap off the discussion with sir's points. Sir, please share your thoughts.
Very nicely said. Thank you, ma'am, actually, because we are to ask, so it's helping actually to understand the context a little more and utilizing the brain in a more powerful way, thinking about the tool, technologies, AI, stuff like that, utilizing whatever is possible. My only suggestion is that I think someone has highlighted it very rightly, like each one of us in this room right now. First of all, we have to believe in ourselves, like we are capable enough. Okay, the AI, DI, FI, CI, GI, it could go beyond that. The automation and AI is just a terminology, but the more you get scared of the things, the better it would be. So my only suggestion is that I have experienced it in my current projects, because being a delivery head and all that, I used to have the opportunity to hire a lot of talents, a lot of young minds like you. Okay, so there's some good news, some bad news. Shall I proceed with the bad one or? No, it's better not to scare you. Which one, let's get the audience tone first. Which one first? Bad news or bad news? Most are interested to the bad news. Yes, there is a sudden kind of a recession is happening in terms of technological evolution. People have been like targeted. Unfortunately, like sir also said very rightly, the things that is happening in the back end, because I'm in the middle actually. I have to look at both the sides, from your side as well as from the company's client company's point of view. So what is happening? We have a demand and supply situation where demand is very high. And take my words, the demand is so high, it goes beyond in the numbers, goes in the trillion and all that. Okay, and where the supply point of views come, I'm talking about the supply from the young talents like you. It's very much missing. We have a big gap in this demand and supply. And that because of that huge gap, we are here. We're trying to collaborate. We're trying to make you understand that the future is brighter, subject to certain kind of a situational shift, which we can adjust ourselves, we can evolve ourselves, we can be more kind of a reliable, more authentic, stay relevant. That is something I want you to understand, that try to be more relevant in this atmosphere where we're having such a beautiful conclave. Are we really staying relevant? What do you mean by staying relevant? The relevance has a different meanings for each one of you, right? The job opportunity is a very minute area. We are more like the future is shifting from getting the jobs to creation of the jobs actually. The creation of the jobs already started happening. Okay. So that is something I'm going more interested going into the good part of that. So just to let you know, Salek was saying, the good part or only that part is sufficient. I don't know, like I was worried, like maybe I was thinking maybe people will be more interested towards the good part, but surprised to see that they're more interested for the bad part. But anyhow, suspense apart, the good part is that in terms of number of hirings that is happening, okay, all of the tech words I'm talking about, okay, what was happening before 3 months, before 1 year, and right now, there is a huge transformation. The requirement drive is going to happen very fast. Where in 2025, mostly by 2027, you will see a sudden transformation in terms of hiring procedures. So to be prepared for that, because I am from SAP, which is nothing but SAP S/4HANA, nothing but the transformation journey. There is a dual technologies which is coming up. The AI is taking a shape in kind of a near future. And like I said, because of that gap of demand and supply, the hiring procedure all of a sudden you will see mostly by in the beginning of the second quarter of 2026 or something, which is a sudden jump in the hiring. Okay, and that the package wise also you will get a big numbers. And just to make it, just a little fun factor, if you may allow, because I don't know whether time permits or not. Because in our hiring process, to be honest, earlier the criteria was that okay, people are having experience, so the experience of 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, okay, hire them because they are relevant, right? But there is a sudden shift is happening nowadays. We are hiring more freshers, we are hiring more young talents due to the technological evolution. Because in my project also, the part of projects I have been part of, almost 10 and 15 projects I have been part of, I have seen suddenly, like earlier what was happening during 2013 and 14, if I have a candidate who is a fresher, okay, and he is supposed to do some job, it's always used to be very pathetic, okay. I used to literally cry, okay, why why we have hired actually. But the reverse is happening right now in 2025. We're literally crying if we're hiring people, with due respect, the people who are experienced. Why we're hiring people who are experienced rather than getting into the people who are young mind, young talent, having new kind of ideas, thoughts, leadership, skill set, lot many actually. And that is happening only because of congestion. There is a big kind of a injection or congestion, what you can say, the collaboration is happening. Technologically, one side we are booming actually, and students, faculty members, they are jointly getting involved into this kind of a massive movement. Okay, so I'm really thankful for this universities, the faculty members, and all that. They are very super active. Now they have understood that the traditional training pattern, education, is not sufficient at all. We have to, uplift the skills. So just to make you feel much better, the good news is that we are now more proactive in terms of hiring because I have given a clear instruction that okay, I prefer in my project 75% of skill set from the young talents or the freshers. That's a clear indicator, kind of a message is given. So which means that 75% calculating overall the number is this very big number actually. And because of that, the 25% that lateral hiring we are doing in terms of experienced professionals who believe that we know everything. There is a difference between believing that, okay, doing something daily. You wake up in the morning, you do same stuff, repetitive tasks every day here, and then you feel that you know everything, all right? And then you suddenly realize that, oh, I am getting irrelevant, I am not getting targeted because I am not getting that kind of importance. But the reality is the world is moving, shifting towards a different area. And here there is an opportunity. So to make a long story short, there is a huge opportunities coming up. My only suggestion is just be well prepared. Do not lose hope. Like I said, each one of you are having individual skill set and individual mindset. Explore it, evolve it, and hit it right at the time when it is required. Okay. So wishing you all the best. Thank you.
So this nicely culminates our discussion into with a future of hope. And I'm pretty sure now students will understand that the onus is on them. We have already tried our best through this discussion to bust few myths, to clarify some doubts, because there is uncertainty in your mind probably how things are going to shape up in the future, and who better than these people telling us that how things are currently escalating or currently getting positioned in our industries. India has a huge potential. You people have a huge role to play for India to realize that potential. On that note, we'll conclude this panel. Thank you, our panelists. It was such a pleasure listening to all of you. I'm pretty sure all of us learned a lot from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I would now like to request Mr. Kumar Aditya, Member Secretary of Insignia, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. As we draw this enriching discussion to a close, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of all of us at IMI Bhubaneswar. To our distinguished panel members, Mr. Avinash Sudhar, Mr. Bimal Kumar Rao, Mr. Ashutosh Das, and Ms. Subhashri Mukherjee, thank you for your presence and for sharing your invaluable insights and real-world experiences with us. Your perspectives have broadened our understanding and inspired us to approach the future of work with renewed purpose and vision. A special word of gratitude to our moderator, Dr. Pratyush Banerjee, for skillfully guiding today's conversation and weaving together such diverse insights and guidance into a thought-provoking and impactful discussion. We also extend our deepest appreciation to our director, Professor Pratap Chandra Biswal, whose unwavering support and visionary leadership continue to inspire and guide us in creating meaningful platforms like this conclave. Our sincere thanks to the faculty, staff, and administration for their constant encouragement and seamless coordination behind the scenes. And a special mention to the members of the Insignia Club for their tireless efforts and dedication in bringing this event to life. Finally, to all our attendees, thank you for your enthusiastic participation and thoughtful engagement. Your presence truly makes gatherings like this more vibrant and meaningful. Thank you all once again, and we look forward to many more such opportunities to learn, share, and grow together.
Thank you so much for this heartfelt words of gratitude. As we bring this enlightening panel discussion to a graceful close, we hope the conversations today have sparked new ideas, inspired meaningful reflections, and opened new pathways of thought for each one of us. We invite you all to join us for lunch and informal conversations that continue the spirit of today's discussion. And do stay with us. We have another exciting panel lined up in the afternoon where we all explore the empathy technology equation, transforming HR for tomorrow. It promises to be just as insightful and engaging. Together, let us carry forward the momentum of today's conversations and continue exploring how the world of work is being reimagined. Thank you once again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you shortly after lunch break. Thank you.